This conference should be 46 quadrillion, 336 million, billion, trillion. Already?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to our 4 billion, trillion, quadrillionth, 647th millionth weekly conference. Today we're going to be going over group-wide issues, divisional news, medal awards, AOA invites, any promotions and demotions, and obviously our wonderful developer questions at the end of the conference. I don't think we have any group-wide news or divisional news, do we?
No.
Oh, medal awards.
Alright. We have 5 medals today. 3 of them are obstacle veteran seats. 6 medals. 2 of them are 24-hour restless dedication, and 1 is exceptional officer duties. So we're going to start off with obstacle veterancy. So would 𝐏𝐑𝐄𝐒, Blue Steel KD, and Traffica come up to the front? Yes, 𝐏𝐑𝐄𝐒. Guess the other one's not here. Congratulations, you beat the obby in less than 1 minute and 45 seconds. Jump up and down, circle around, and then sit down. Woohoo. The next medals are the 24-hour Restless Dedication Award, which is going to go to Mr. Breadblocks and Desolated Destiny. If you guys want to come up here. Congratulations on depriving yourself of sleep for the corporation. You may sit down now. Thank you. Your awards will be given soon. I'll do it after. Next award is Exceptional Officer Duties, meaning the officer was at the top of the leaderboard for most duty states done. And actually, this officer did the most trainings anyway. Would Saucy train? But he's probably sleeping. Come up. Yeah, I don't think he's here. He's sleeping. Those Australians. But yeah, he did the most duty states. I think he did around 340 duty states, and he had 4 trainings, which is very active, very good for his first week as officer. Next, we're going to move on to AOA invites. So we have a bunch of AOA invites, so I'm just going to read them out. If you hear your name come up, I may butcher the name. I don't really care, but I think you understand. So with AMR, XX8 Gamer, Agan, Crazy Matt Bro, Carmel Cabbage, Johnson Lee, Space Ranger, Gamer Troll 911, Joe 165I, and Alpha Epsilon come up to the front. Oh, cool. I did not say Mustafa. Okay. 𝐑𝐄𝐃, KP Destroyer for your invites. Because he's the head professor. Or you can DM Mir. She could do it too. But congratulations, you guys are being invited to AOA, the AEGIS Officer Academy, which you guys can apply for at the start of... The applications are always open, but we read them towards the last Saturday of the month. If you're FA and above, you guys may sit down now. And then we have no promotions, no demotions, and you may go into conference questions now.
Oh, I just love conference questions. Everyone's so creative all of the time. They are open if anyone wants to come in. Give me your wonderful insight into what you think we should add to the game. Will there be a way to cause a reactor meltdown via raiding? Yes. That's gonna be to do with the coolant. I'm gonna have to make new raid paths for that, because at the moment you have to go all the way through ARD, and that's just rather ridiculous. I was thinking about having a really long corridor with loads of different defense areas along the corridor, and a few doors that they have to keypad crack through, and then it would lead to something like a massive turbine thing where it pushes heat out into the atmosphere, but raiders can also like find a way down into the turbine section and then go to coolant from there. But yes, raiders will be able to overload coolant or turn it off or whatever and cause a reactor meltdown. Obviously it wouldn't happen instantaneously, it would take a while, so any counter-raiding divisions would be able to get down there and fix the situation. Any plans to make custom 𝐏𝐑𝐄𝐒 suits? No, not at the moment. When will the reactor be fixed? Currently there is a glitch that makes it shut down much faster. Well, at the moment there's no way for me to recreate that in studio, so I'll literally have to be in game whilst it's happening to be able to see what the error is. Otherwise I can't exactly fix it, because I don't know what's causing it. What about giving Geos P226 only instead of both P226 and G14, since lots of Geos break rules and RK civilians, and even TK, PKSF, SDHD and MDF? Well, Geos, when they start to get trusted with more weapons, if they can't be trusted with that, then they'll just get banned. So it's not really that big of an issue. Still, Geo needs something like 10 or 12 points to be able to get to, so it's not something you can just do overnight. Thoughts on ARD night vision, or only in biosuit like a night vision visor? I might add night vision to the biohazard combatics, because I've been noticing ARD do go out a lot at night now, such as to Site 14 to collect ore for the reactor, or dealing with a contagion in the wasteland. So yeah, I might add night vision to that. Will you add a new division to the AEGIS? Of course, this question, every conference. When City is inevitably done, sometime next year, we'll probably be adding a division that deals with city affairs and stuff like that. That, and as for like soon, I suppose, with even if the city's not done or whatever, the AEGIS engineering division was also an idea, because that would just require the site to operate similar to how AIA was implemented, and they would basically fix ARD stuff or fix coolant leaks around the facility, you know, the blue tubes that are on the ceiling, or other stuff like that. That would be their purpose in life. Will the meltdown destroy the board or only some parts of it? It would be a temporary event, obviously, because we don't want the servers to keep getting shut down every 5 seconds if raiders succeed. It'd be similar to Pinewood in that actually, Pinewood shut down the servers, I think, don't they? I don't know, Innovation Labs, I think they don't. They regenerate servers. Basically, there would be a meltdown. There'd be a nuclear explosion or whatever, and then the map would reset itself and everybody would be able to go back to what they were doing. The reactor meltdown will be the thing that requires a lot of effort to do, because everything will have to regenerate, and that won't be fun. Can there be monthly bug and exploit fixes? There already are. Whenever there's a massive catastrophe with some sort of game breaking exploit, I'll come along and patch it. If there's a game breaking bug, I'll patch it. Anything that I'm able to patch, usually I go in and patch. I don't always post to the update log when that happens. Sometimes I just include it with the next update, or don't include it at all if it's that minor. But I do regularly fix certain bugs and aspects or about things when I can fix them. What will be the consequences if a reactor meltdown happens? Well, you all die. I thought that would be rather self-explanatory. ARD will get shouted at, probably, for not being able to keep the reactor from blowing up. Probably all the combat divisions will get a nice shout at as well, not being able to resecure and contain the situation. But other than that, there wouldn't be really long-term consequences of such an action. It would be... and I can't really think of anything that would be a long-term consequence. Will PKSF have new recharging zone? Everyone always says this. PKSF have like rechargeable batteries or whatever, but in like relation to gameplay wise, that would be ridiculous. It would get so annoying. Could the capture points have some form of tactical advantage in game? Yes, that is planned. Once there's more capture zones around the map, we plan on having it either reward factions in some sort of way if Wastelanders have caught it, or just the whole Wastelander team in general get a reward or something like that over time as they own it. Maybe access to better armory in Poliax or something like that. And then if Aegis own it, they'll get access to like being able to buy dues with credits or something like that at the Quartermaster or something, I don't know. Just stuff like that, or higher credit income. Stuff like that plan on having added with the checkpoint system. Then it obviously will give an incentive to capture these objectives and hold them from the enemy. Some kind of exchange booth to exchange credits to scraps, vice versa. This way we can make things in the border cost credits without an issue, considering that's Aegis and the future city's currency. There won't really be an exchange booth, because Aegis shouldn't really be having scraps, they should only be having credits. Vice versa. The way the credits are made by Wastelanders is illegal, because they use printers and stuff like that to exchange their scraps into credits, which is obviously like printing in real life. It's against the law, and MDF usually deal with stuff like that. But no, there won't be a way to exchange stuff efficiently. Yeah, Aegis will be paid in credits regularly in the future, once obviously there's more for them to buy. I might make the Quartermaster update sometime next week actually, or sometime this week if I have time. It sounds interesting. At least the basics of it. Have a small shop where they can exchange stuff, because at the moment I've just put an Uzi, I think, on the wall, which is not all that interesting. Our new zone's going to be added into the border just like Zone 14. In terms of radioactivity, probably not, that's like a one-off, but there will be more wasteland expansions, hence what the big black wall is near between Quarry and 𝐏𝐂𝐒. That's going to be expanded out. I think the development team have been given assignments to improve and work on 𝐏𝐂𝐒 rework, so that that place has a bit more use, because at the moment it's literally just a derelict town that serves absolutely no purpose. So we're trying to make that into something cool. Probably going to have a capture point as well. So there'll be 2 capture points in the game. And then it'll be expanded out to the south more, so that Poliax... Originally the plan was to have Poliax be the centre of the map, so the whole map curves around Poliax, and Poliax is like the central outpost station in the middle of the map with all the various things, and then the border to the north. Can SDHD get upgraded night vision? We're still balancing night vision, because at the moment the way it works is it's like a generic tint with color correction and everything, and it makes nighttime way too visible. Like, it's not even nighttime at that point. It's just so easy to shoot people at nighttime. We need to make it in a way that it is currently, but obviously currently it's a bit of a pain in the ass because you can't turn your head and that, and the particles don't always work on everyone's clients. But we'll probably end up mixing it with a GUI and color correction, and then we'll be able to limit the visibility of certain players. Let me close these. There we go. Can initiates' weapons get removed because most initiates team kill, so why not remove them and have to wake their way up to cadet to get guns and more responsibility? Well, then initiates would literally just be cannon fodder and absolutely useless. I see where you're coming from, but it would be extremely boring. They wouldn't even have a gun to be able to defend themselves if the hangar gets raided. It would be... A lot of people would leave before they even got a chance to explore the group properly. Exploiters are incresting a lot of in-game. What will you do to prevent this? What? Incresting? I don't know what you mean by that. Will NVG be reworked to make it more viable and useful? Already said yeah, but we need to make it in a way that's balanced and not just completely OP to the point where players that don't have it will literally be at a massive, massive, massive disadvantage. It should add visibility, but it should also like not be basically like turning a light switch on in a room. How about adding a doomsday bunker when the reactor is in meltdown? There currently is one, but it doesn't work as a doomsday bunker. There's also the high-com bunker that not many people know about. Not even Maddie knows about it either. I keep tormenting them with that. Will personnel need to evacuate the border? If so, where exactly would they go? That'll all be planned in the future. At the moment, there's not really a set evacuation plan. There's no protocol for it. So the best way to do that will be discussed with UC Plus, Officers Plus, and Site Control for the best evacuation strategy. Why not let initiates do subject work and then they can earn money in the border and go out of power? Because initiates are a part of the corporation's military, believe it or not. Having them go into intense slave labor is probably not the best interests. Can people earn points from doing patrols? Yes, you can earn points from doing patrols, as long as you post them in patrol logs or whatever. It's less likely, but you can earn points from them if you do a good job. I've heard a lot of complaints from PKSF about their shields blocking their view because of particles. I think I would appreciate the option to disable the particles on the shields or just remove them entirely. They aren't really necessary on the shield to make it look better. Obviously you can just use third person. With night vision you would still need to go first person. Well, you know, having a shield, it needs its drawbacks. It can't just be this thing you activate and it's just completely OP and blocks all weapons fire and you can shoot out of it and see perfectly clearly. There needs to be at least some sort of drawback, and having the particles distort your vision is obviously one of those. Not everything's just meant to be easy. Will you be able to pick up ore from the reactor from dead bodies? Ores won't be able to pick up, no. The only reason I did batteries is because they were extremely rare. So I can imagine the ID would get rather pissed off if, you know, they lost batteries constantly just by killing someone. But the ores are relatively common, you can get your hands on them very easily. They won't drop. Will there be an extension to the reactor where we... Oh wait, are there going to be new areas in the facility of AEGIS? Obviously there will be expansions to the border, there always has been and there always will be. That one's a bit slower though. We're looking at expanding the wasteland at the moment now after the few updates that AEGIS have had over the past month or so. Will there be an extension to the reactor where we have a core and we need to stabilize the temperature and will not result in a meltdown? There will be a control room added to the upper part of the reactor in which you don't need a radiation suit and you'll be able to see down into the core area, you know, the big circular dome. That's where you'll monitor all the temperature and everything. But yeah, that one will be above the reactor. Will MDF be able to go into the subject control room? A lot of times when raiders get in it, you need to wait for AID or PKSF. You're allowed to go down there if it's open. I don't know about clearance cards or whatnot, but if the doors are open, you can go down there. Because that would be classed as an incursion and you would have to clean it up. Thank you for attending our 60 trillionth, billionth, millionth conference. Unfortunately, that one was only 18 minutes long, which means sad times for me. You can go back to the border, any divisional conferences that you might have. You can go and attend them now. Bye bye.